Hi guys, what's up? It's Joel Pitt here, back with another video, and in this video I'll be doing a review for another movie that I've seen on Now TV. This is called Grown Ups. In the last video I did a review for Bedtime Stories, which I'll leave a link to down below. There are going to be spoilers in this video, so without further ado, let's get on with it. So this film was released on the 24th of June 2010. It's got a 3.5 star rating on Now TV. I have seen this many times before, as well as the sequel, which I'll do later. So this film is about this group, they're best buddies, and at the start it's like this basketball game scene. They won at the last second, and their Coach Buzzer, as it's called, is saying play life just like you played that game. Sadly, he passed away, but like they all reunited again, and they decided to go on this holiday in this outback shack or something, I think it is. Not sure where exactly it is. So Lenny Fedor, I think that's how you pronounce his surname, is played by Adam Sandler. Then we got Eric Lamonsoff, who's played by Kevin James. We've got Kurt McKenzie, played by Chris Rock. Dean McKenzie is played by Maya Rudolph. Marcus Higgins is played by David Spade. Roxanne Chase Fedor is played by Salma Hayek. Rob Hillard is played by Rob Schneider, I think that's how you pronounce it. And then there's other names which I'll mention later on. So Eric was in the pool. He broke the pool when he found out he got a call from someone. Rob and Margus at the start, flirting with girls. A line from Kurt, I think that he says to Lenny, is, I see that I'm not going to say the word, is still growing. Got a little Kardashian in there. And then he also said, Idi Amin, with a propeller on your head, because there's his mum, I can't remember the name of it, but I know I wrote it down later on. So yeah, Bobby, it was his funeral, or who was played by Blake Clark. Lenny did a speech. Rob sang Ave Maria, but Lenny and Eric and Kurt were laughing, and then after it finished they did the buzzer sound, and they all laughed. Their child, Eric's child, is 48 months, but like was asking, Mummy, I want some milk. And when they said 48 months, it was like, hang on, that's 4. Yeah, but he still asks. Weird. Their dog's vocal cords were gone, but it was because their neighbour didn't like it barking all the time. So it was like, remove the cords or put it down. But you wouldn't take a dog out of your family. It's part of your life, you know. The kid also wanted some of Roxanne's milk. Lenny saw an old friend, I think from the basketball team, which were the losers. Roxanne had toilet paper on it. This was at a restaurant or something, and he works there now. He cooked bacon on the moth thing, didn't clean it, but it's because Rob was cooking this weird thing, like he was removing something. I don't know exactly what it was, but it didn't taste nice. Eric was peeing. They were rowing. There was these girls on the boat. It went on Marcus. They were sending off. There was this sending off for the coach. Rob's daughter, I think it was, came. Jasmine first. She's played by Madison Riley. There's this heat or steam coming from the car, and then the kids, I think, of Kurt and Lenny saw Kurt. One of Kurt's sons said OG Mama. I think it kind of got the reference from Zooey Mama. I don't know when the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid was released, but I remember Rowley from that says Zooey Mama, so maybe they got it from that. I'm not too sure. Kurt was saying, I hope this car never gets fixed. They were all looking at the bottom, but they decided to change roles. The two of them were looking at the tree, then they changed. And then they just looked over. Gloria took over, and they were like, no, no. They turned their chairs around. This is Rob's wife, who's played by Joyce Van Patten. They did this old thing called arrow roulette. So basically, Lenny fired an arrow into the air, and they had to avoid basically getting hit by the arrow. Rob got the arrow in his foot. Then we also saw his other two daughters, Amber and Bridget. So Amber, I think, is played by Jamie Chung, and Bridget is played by Ashley Lauren. Roxanne told Becky that she would put $1 under her pillow, basically saying the tooth fairy is fake because she was on the phone. Becky's played by Alexis Nicole Sanchez. Rita, who's this butler assistant, is played by Dee Kwan. They were thinking of going to Milan. They didn't go. They decided to go to a water park. Marcus bought Rob's daughter's swimming suits from this only shop that was open. Can't remember the name. Alec Musa, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Musa, was this like water park stud. So he had this. The wives were looking at him, but then when he came over, he had this like high pitched squeaky voice. They found a secret way in to this slide, so they basically pushed in. The guy was onto them, but then he pushed them down the slide. Eric peed in the pool, but like his daughter saw, and there was this chemical that turns pee blue. Mama Ronzoni is related to Kurt and the wife of him, Deanne. I can't remember who plays it. I did write it on later on. All 5 of the guys peed in the pool. Wiley, who's played by Steve Buscemi, I think he was on the old basketball team that were the losers. There was this torture track, so it's basically this zip line, and there was this big drop into the pool. So they were doing normal, they were doing backwards. Lenny did this like spin and a flip. Wiley tried to do it by his feet, but couldn't get it out and crashed into something. They then did this basketball, got distracted. Well, Lenny's son got distracted by the girls, Rob's daughters. Lenny's son tried this shot that Lenny always did and nailed it. Deanne tricked the people into thinking her water was breaking, but no, they were dancing. Marcus had this deer mask and interrupted Lenny and Roxanne. Sally Lamonsoff, who's the wife of Eric, is played by Maria Bello. Lenny and Eric moved Marcus into the closet when he was asleep. He had this like baby thing on his nipple, a bow in her hair, and this dog was in the closet as well. Marcus, we thought he did something with Jasmine because he was talking about it, but no, that's what they thought, but it wasn't. They got things off their chest, they were telling the truth. The sons of the guys were using blow-up bed as a flingy, like a big fling, like you jump from a height and it flings you up. They were doing a rematch of the basketball. They were called Water Whiz. The wives were being cheerleaders. Jackie Sandler was in this as well. She's in most of these films, like I've said, with Adam Sandler. Wiley said, "Oh, can I touch the belly?" And he accidentally touched Deanne's boob. They lost the game, but Lenny was saying he wanted the Baileys to learn how to win and how to lose. They did arrow roulette again. Wiley got it in his foot this time. Rob got it the first time. But anyway, that is all for this video. If I were to rate it, I would give it 4 stars. Absolutely funny. I've seen it many times. I would see it again. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.